or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of Voice of Radio, and it took a while, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my word, it took a while. But Pokemon finally gave in, they finally relented, and they went and revealed the new set. Why it took so long to reveal the new set, I cannot tell you. Why they didn't reveal it at the World Championships when I had a whole stream to do so, I can't tell you. But Inferno X is real. It is the Mega Charizard X set, as we kind of suspected. It is coming out on the 26th of September, like all the listings were telling us. This is what's weird when we have these sets. We already know what they're called because of the trademarks coming down. We already know when the release date is going to be because of the listings that pop up over in Japan. We just need to be given the official confirmation and shown a few cards. And oh my word, did they make us wait this year. I could not believe that they didn't give us the reveal at Worlds. That was absolutely wild to me. But they didn't give us the reveal at Worlds. They finally gave us the reveal here. And look, yes, we've got the reveal of Mega Charizard X EX. We talked about that. We also talked about Oricorio EX. So I don't think we really need to go to any worry talking about them. We had that. We talked about that. I've shown you English scans. I've done a video all about them. We can look at them later. What we do have that I think would be highly appropriate for this video, we have a whole bunch of Darkness stuff, which is looking absolutely absurd. And it all starts off with Mega Sharpedo EX. I mean, look, if you're going to go for a Mega Darkness Pokemon, why not Mega Sharpedo? Who doesn't like Mega Sharpedo? Now, do need to actually mention here that Carvana has a pretty useful attack. We've got single energy, 30 damage, and this Pokemon does 10 damage to itself. Firstly, doing 30 damage, incredibly relevant, because there's all kinds of 30 HP Pokemon running around, like Badoo, like Joltik, etc. There are a bunch of 30 HP Pokemon that see significant play in the meta right now, so having a Pokemon that can take them out turn 1 going second, actually kind of a win. Oh, but what about the self-damage? Isn't that a little bit of a downside? Oh my word, no. No, we like the self-damage, ladies and gentlemen, because it turns out Sharpedo is just a little bit happier when it's got a little bit of damage on itself. We've got 2 attacks from Mega Sharpedo. First one, single Darkness Energy, 70 damage, draw 2 cards. Okay, that's actually pretty sweet. Single energy attack, 70 damage, draw 2 cards. I mean, look, single energy, great. Oh, 330 HP also on a stage 1 is pretty nice. It's a Mega though, so it gives up free prizes, do bear that in mind. But 70 damage gets a lot of evolving basics. We talked about 30 damage getting these 30 HP Pokemon, and that's lovely. But actually here, 70 damage gets the majority of evolving Pokemon. It gets a whole bunch of support Pokemon. It is a really, really relevant number, and you're drawing 2 cards as well. If you can get 1 or 2 cheeky KOs with this, while drawing cards, that's a huge advantage. We've then got 2 energy, 120 damage, but if this Pokemon has any damage counters on it, then it does 150 more damage. That's 270 total. That's what I said about the self-damage from Carvana actually being kind of relevant, because, you know what? That's kind of a win. You damage yourself. Oh no, I'm damaged. Now I get an extra 150 damage. And it's worth noting, we got all those poison cards there recently that actually are really, 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 really useful for Sharpedo here. Like, I cannot stress enough how great these cards are. Because we've got your Janine card, right? That's the one that will accelerate an extra damage on there. Oh, that's pretty nice. Because you've got a 2 energy attack. So Janine's Secret Art gets an energy attached from your hand. Boom, you are good to go. If you attach to your active, it's poison, but you can get around that, that's fine. And let's not forget that we've also, while we're talking about this stuff, maybe Petcharon. Maybe we mention how Petcharon can help you switch in and out the active if you need to. That, again, seems like a pretty good, relevant consideration now, doesn't it? Darkness Pokemon are loving stuff like this. Although, ironically, if you move in, you do still get poisoned, which is a little bit sad. Or is it a little bit sad? Partly, poison will damage you, hey, now you can use the second attack better, but Binding Mochi does an extra 40 damage if you're poisoned. So Janine and Petron poisoning you actually then gives you access to Binding Mochi, and then all of a sudden that 270 goes up to 310, which is a much better number. Oh, and also while we're here, the poison damage kicks in. So it goes up to 330. Now, by the time you get to 330, most stuff is KO'd. Once you get to 330, most things are getting KO'd. Oh, but hang on a second, aren't there a few that might survive? Yeah, Perilous Jungle is going to survive the rotation. And it will go from 330 up to 350. And nothing outside of Stage 2 Megas has more than 350, naturally. You can make the poison work here. So, yes, there's a couple of cards we really want to play and they poison you, but actually play Binding Mochi. You are hitting some super relevant numbers here. This can get up very, 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 very high. I adore this. I think this is absolutely wonderful. But this seems like it might be a good idea to mention about Grimsley's Gambit. Because this says, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose a Darkness-type Pokemon you find there and put it onto your bench, shuffle the other cards and put them at the bottom of your deck. You cannot use this card on your first turn. By the way, it doesn't say on your first turn if you're going first, it just says on your first turn. Little bit sad. However, I read this card, and I told you guys I do the translations myself. I learned to read Japanese so that I could translate Pokemon cards. And I read this and I was like, really? And I read it again, and I read it again. And then I went and checked Antoine Boulet's translation just to check. But no, I was right all along. What I just told you, what is written on the screen here, is correct. Choose a Darkness-type Pokemon. It does not say basic. So you can get your Sharpedo down and you're rolling. Now, obviously, you cannot play this and then play Janine. That's 2 supporters in 1 turn. That's a bit sad. And obviously, you cannot use this turn 1 going second to get a Sharpedo down and then immediately start attacking because it's your first turn. But any time other than your first turn, you know, you go first, your opponent has a turn, and then on your second turn, the first turn you can attack, you can just go Grimsley's Gambit, find a Sharpedo, pop it down, attach an energy, and go. And I know we're talking about this in terms of Sharpedo, but it's also kind of worth mentioning we have other Darkness-type Pokemon around right now. And generally speaking, when you get a card like this that's helping Darkness-type Pokemon, what you really want to do is look at what are the best Darkness-type Pokemon around right now. Marnie's Grimmsnarl. And yes, I love that Grimsley can get Grimmsnarl. That makes me very happy. But yeah, you can just use this to get a Marnie's Grimmsnarl. Having said that, do you really want to? Because remember, Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX says when you play this Pokemon from your hand, to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may search your deck for the energy and attach them to Marnie's Pokemon. So yes, Marnie's Grimmsnarl is cool, but it's not actually going to work that well. Sorry. But don't worry, we have other Stage 2s that we can be having a play around with here. Remember how I told you about Mega Gengar the other day? This seems like a really good time to remind ourselves about Mega Gengar. Because Mega Gengar's got an ability where if it's on the field, then all of your Darkness Pokemon, when KO'd by damage from an EX attack, give up 1 less prize. So not only can you get Sharpedo out easily, but actually Sharpedo's only a Stage 1. Don't use Grimsley to get Sharpedo, use Grimsley to get Mega Gengar, and then your Sharpedo's only a 2 prize Pokemon. Oh, that's kind of ridiculous. Well, assuming it's KO'd by an EX, not a non-EX. It's got 330 HP. Non-EXs are going to struggle. And then you've got 2 energy, 230, and you can move an energy to the bench. That's all right, but mostly here we're just going, hey, wait, I can just cheat this into play with Grimsley, so I don't even have to play the basics, so I don't have worse starting Pokemon, and I can just hope to hit Gengar from this. Yeah, that seems pretty good. The other one I've got to mention here is Hydreigon, because Hydreigon's kind of nuts. We've actually got 2. We've got the Hydreigon EX that came around in Surging Sparks, that can, 2 energy, 200, discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck, etc. Or we've got the Hydreigon EX that came around in White Flare, where the attack is way too expensive, But if you knock out a basic Pokemon, you take an extra prize. So, yeah. I like both of these Hydreigon. I think both of these Hydreigon are fun. And there are ways that you can, up your odds with this. Thin out your deck as much as you can. Use cards to put your Pokemon back in. So your deck's really small, but you got all your Pokemon in. You see where we're going with this. I love this with Hydreigon. But it's actually a new Pokemon with whom I like this as well. We've got a Darkness type Toxtricity. Fun side note, first time we've ever had a Darkness type Toxtricity. Weirdly, they've all been lightning up till now. Darkness is, of course, your poison type. They've all been lightning up to now, except for in Paradox Rift, where we got a fighting type because it was a Terra. So we previously had a fighting type Toxtricity, but we hadn't had a Darkness type for its poison typing. Well, we fixed that now, haven't we? And it's good, ladies and gentlemen. Not the free energy 100. That's not good. But the ability says, once during your turn, you may attach a basic Darkness energy from your deck to one of your bench Darkness Pokemon. From your deck. And if you do, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. Firstly, this is only a stage 1, so you can use this, cheat your stage 2s into play with Grimsley, and then use this to get all the energy. And secondly, this will damage Sharpedo. So let's say you go first, and you don't get your Carvanha, but you do get your Toxel. Brilliant. Turn 2, evolve up into Toxtricity, use Grimsley to go and get your Sharpedo down, attach for turn, use Toxtricity to put the second energy on, and you're damaged. You've gone first in your turn 2, 270 damage. Yeah, Darkness Pokemon getting good. Is this a very deliberate reaction to Gardevoir looking amazing? I don't know, maybe. But I'm telling you right now, this does seem to be pretty good against Gardevoir. Oh, and I probably don't need to actually say this out loud, but I'm going to say it just in case anyone thought I skipped this or wasn't realizing this. You see how we're using a Pokemon and it's putting damage on and we're playing a Darkness energy deck? Obviously, if we're using Toxtricity here, we're going to get some Monkey Dory in to move the damage from our Pokemon to our opponents. Like Mega Sharpedo, you only want 1 damage counter on there. Move the others over with Monkey Dory. Accelerate to things that don't need to be damaged and move it off with Monkey Dory. We've seen other Pokemon do it. This is going to do it as well. Also, the Toxel's not terrible. It's got single energy, call for family, search for 2 basic Pokemon, put them on your bench, shuffle your deck. It's fine. It's not the best card ever, but it's fine. It's actually kind of useful. Oh, and it's got Okacheke artwork, which makes me happy. So we have the new set finally confirmed. We got a new Mega EX that's a bit ridiculous. Oh yeah, and by the way, when you add in the other support we've got for it as well, oh my word, this is awesome. Actually, one more. There's one more we need to mention here. We should talk Weavile before we finish, shouldn't we? Because Weavile, right? It's still a Darkness Pokemon, which means that Gengar makes it a no-prize Pokemon. You can accelerate energy with Toxtricity, etc. But 2 energy, 20 damage. If it's got 50 HP or less remaining, it does 170 more damage. That's 190. That's a lot. Easily enough to KO something like a Gardevoir with weakness. Yeah, use Toxtricity twice. It will have 2 energy on, and it will have 50 HP remaining. And then you've got a single prize Pokemon doing 170, except if you've managed to get Grimsley here, getting a Mega Gengar on the bench, it's a 0 prize Pokemon doing 170, and you've not had to use your attachment for the turn. You got all the energy through with abilities. Believe me when I say, ladies and gentlemen, this Darkness stuff that's gone and been revealed this morning, oh my word, this is honestly looking a little bit too good. But I've told you all about it now, so now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about this in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And get shoutouts on the channel like the lovely Chelsea Rose, who's been a supporter of ours for a long time now and seems to be a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.